Hey, this is Robin with Art and Gifts, and I'm going to attempt to make a sea bottle. So I'm going to put Mod Podge on here. I didn't take the labels off because we're going to be putting paper towels on it and then painting it and adding seashells and starfish and different things. And I have a little resin turtle I might put on there. So we're going to put different things on and try to make it look like it belongs under the water. So I have an old scruffy brush that I'm going to apply the Mod Podge with. I'm just going to apply it all over. Really, this should be in a cup or something. But I don't have one. I can put it in that lid. Just going to do a little bit at a time here. I have some paper towels, and this is from a lime bag of limes, and it'll hopefully look like netting. So we're just going to tear up some of these paper towels and apply them. That went over some of the other ones, so let me get some Mod Podge on here. It's a fun kind of mixed media project. I've never done it before. I saw a lady do it on YouTube, and if I find it again, I'll put that link up because hers is really cool. I think she actually used air dry clay and made a mermaid. I have to be careful. I don't know if you see, but I'm doing a sea glass wind chime, and I've got a string of it drying here, so I just need to be careful about that. When you're doing art projects, a lot of things have to dry. The paint has to dry, this has to dry, glue has to dry. So a lot of times I'm doing more than one project at a time. Let me know in the comments if that's what you do too. I'll have more than one painting going, or more than one project. Except with diamond art, because that just, it's easy, but it's time consuming. But it's kind of relaxing. If you do diamond art, my neck and shoulders start to hurt after a while. Where do you position the work that you're working on? I was thinking I might, because it's always got a border around it where they have the codes for what color you're using. So I was thinking of maybe I could tape that to a core board or a foam board, and then put it on an easel. And then I'd be looking straight ahead, except when I'm getting the little drills. What do you think of that idea? Anyway, I'm just coating this with Mod Podge, and I went back over the ones I'd already done. And I think if there's wrinkles in there, that's okay. Probably looks more under the sea if it's got texture. I'm going to put this Mod Podge in this cap. There. I didn't dilute it with water. I've seen on YouTube where some people do. I didn't do that. is why it doesn't matter if you don't have to remove the labels, which is kind of nice, because when you paint a wine jar, you have to remove all those labels, and I haven't found an easy way to do it yet. If you soak them in water, they become kind of a gummy mess. Okay, as I go up, I think I'm going to start cutting the paper towels in smaller pieces, since it's a curved surface. So I took out 3 paper towels, but I think I'm only going to need 2 of them. And these are the ones that kind of tear in half. Now this bottle is really dark, so I couldn't use it really to paint, like I usually paint them and then put the, they have lights that look like a wine cork you could put in the top. Because this was so dark, I didn't think it would show, so I thought this would be perfect for this project. I used an old scruffy brush for this, but I think if you used a foam brush, you know, they're so disposable. But if you're going to use this kind of brush, make sure you put it in water afterwards, or you'll have a really, really scruffy brush. Very hard. So I don't mind the wrinkles this is making, but I don't want like pockets of air. So I'm just getting it covered. I'm coming up to the top. Then I'm going to paint this with various shades of blue, and maybe like tan at the bottom so it looks like sand. Might actually put some real sand down there. I get these little bottles of Mod Podge at the Dollar Tree, and they actually had, yesterday when I went, they actually had the kind that's dishwasher safe, but you have to let it sit for a very long time. It was like 24 days or something, 28 days. So you got to plan ahead if you're doing something like that. That's like a month that you have to be working on that and letting it sit somewhere. Here in Southwest Florida, and it is a hot one today. It's not even noon and very hot. I've got the sitting in the lanai, but if the fan's going, it's still hot. And just a spot down here. if you're in a time constraint, I think, I have to double check this, but I think you can mix paint with Mod Podge, so you could have almost a first coat down. I think I saw that in, if you go to Plaid online, they have all sorts of, they're the ones that make Mod Podge, pretty sure, Plaid company. And they have all sorts of tutorials using their Mod Podge. And they have so many different varieties now. They have stuff for fabric. They have stuff for the dishwasher safe. So this will need to dry for a while before I paint it. But as soon as I'm done with this, I'm going to look that up to see if you can mix paint in with it, because then you could get, some of your base coat on here. This is a project that's going to take a few days, I think. That's okay. Now this was a screw top, because this wasn't one, it was Bailey's, but I'm gonna see if I can find a cork that fits in there, and maybe glue a starfish or something to it. And while I've got the Mod Podge here, I'm gonna try to glue this net onto it, so it sort of looks like a fishing net or something. Like I said, this came off of a lime bag. I'm just gonna try to get this to go on here. I might put a rubber band up there on the top and paint over the whole thing. I'll trim that stuff at the very top when this is dry. I'll trim it up. It's a little more. If you don't have Mod Podge, I think you could probably use Elmer's glue. I mean, I have projects from my daughter when she was a kid with pasta and different things. And the Elmer's glue, school glue, has held up just fine, and that's been like 30 years, so I think Elmer's is pretty cool. Okay. So this is what I have for the first day. I'm going to put that in the water. I've covered this bottle with some of the netting and paper towels. We're going to let that dry. I'm going to go wash the brush out. And then tomorrow we'll do phase 2. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.